He might not get a lot of credit, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done a terrific job at Manchester United. The Red Devils are set to face Villarreal in the final of the Europa League, and based on their current form, who can bet against them? We'll be doing a detailed analysis on what drove United into the finals of the competition. We've got tons of things to discuss today, so why don't you make yourselves comfortable and subscribe to our channel as we bring you some of the most important discussions and rumours from the world of football. Premier League giants eyeing Brighton star. According to the Sunday Times, Brighton star Yves Bissouma has requested the Seagulls let him go this summer. The Malian international has delivered some fine performances this season under Graham Potter. Commanding displays in the league haven't gone unnoticed, with the likes of Manchester City, Liverpool and Arsenal mulling over a move this summer. Bissouma has been a regular for Brighton all season. A number of fine performances, including recently against Liverpool and Chelsea, have ensured his stock is high at the moment. Brighton won't want to sell, but will no doubt concede that they could be powerless to stop a deal. It's claimed that they will look for around £35 million for their star man, if they do indeed decide to cash in. Everton set to finalise big transfer. According to Calciomercato, Everton have apparently stolen the march ahead of other rivals in their hunt for Turkish international Merih Demiral. The young centre-back has struggled for game time at Juventus and is eager to leave Turin in order to get more game time. The defender was coveted by several teams in recent years, but Juventus knocked back an approach from AC Milan, while inquiries from Tottenham and Roma were also turned away. The situation has changed now that the Turkish centre-back is no longer considered an indispensable part of the Bianconeri. Milan have stopped showing an interest and are already prioritising signing Fikayo Tomori on a permanent basis. Spurs haven't made another approach either, which means that the road is clear for the Toffees to make their move. At the same time, Carlo Ancelotti is eager to sign the dynamic midfielder Boubakary Soumaré. The youngster is currently on the books of Ligue 1 side Lille and has also been linked with the likes of Leicester City, Wolves and Aston Villa. The Toffees are eager to add more juice to their midfield, and Soumaré could be the perfect player since he can operate as a box-to-box midfielder and as a defensive midfielder. Eze to rebuff approaches. Crystal Palace manager Roy Hodgson is confident that star forward Eberechi Eze is going to stay on at Selhurst Park beyond the current campaign. The 22-year-old has starred for the Eagles this season, helping them avoid relegation from the Premier League. And Hodgson isn't worried about the prospect of losing the talented forward, maintaining that the club will fend off potential suitors. German FA in race against time. According to Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, the German Football Association, DFB, needs to speed up its pursuit of Hansi Flick since the Bayern Munich manager will be in great demand this summer. Flick has been touted as the main candidate to replace Joachim Löw in Germany as their next manager following the European Championship. The DFB has already confirmed that it's held initial talks with the 56-year-old, but a final agreement has yet to be reached, with Rummenigge warning that he will have plenty of other options to consider if negotiations fail to advance soon. Hansi would be a perfect fit for the DFB, the Bayern CEO told Sky Germany. One can only strongly recommend that they conclude this personnel matter quickly. Hansi is a coach in great demand due to his success. At the end of the day, there would be much drama if he went somewhere else in Europe and not to the DFB. Flick will be stepping down from his current role and will be replaced by Julian Nagelsmann. However, the manager has so far refused to give a clear-cut answer about his future, but did admit that he's open to moving into international management. In the space of just a season and a half, Flick has established himself as one of the best managers in European football, guiding Bayern to 7 major trophies, including 2 Bundesliga crowns and the Champions League. Roma to move for Lille star. Even if Lille manage to win the Ligue 1 title against all odds, they'll still see some of their best players leave the club. The Mastiffs boast quite a talented group of players at the moment, and a few are likely to leave this summer. We've already discussed the chances of Soumaré leaving the club, and chances are that there could be a mini exodus. Reports are claiming that Jose Mourinho is eager to bring Renato Sanchez to Roma this summer. The young midfielder has shone for the French giants this summer, and the Giallorossi are looking to make their move and are even willing to sell a few players in order to make that happen. Sanchez's presence is definitely going to add a lot of bite to the Roma midfield and will make things easy for the likes of Matteo Pellegrini and Nicolo Zaniolo. But Mourinho isn't going to stop with his spending spree. The Portuguese tactician is also eager to bring in Andrea Belotti from Torino. The 27-year-old has been in fine form, but might want to move up in the football world. Manchester United moving up. Since 2013, the year when Sir Alex Ferguson retired from football management, Manchester United have been struggling on several fronts. They're no longer the powerhouse they once were and have also made a lot of mistakes in the transfer window. A lot of good players have come since then and left with their reputation in tatters. Managers have been fired and fans have lashed out at the club's ownership as well. You can say a lot about the Glazers, who have never really won the club's fan base over. The Americans have never been able to give their managers what they needed, and when they fired Jose Mourinho, they hired Ole Gunnar Solskjaer only so they could see off the campaign, while Ed Woodward looked for a bigger name. 2.5 years later, the Norwegian's still there. Of course, Ole isn't a big name. His last Premier League managerial experience was to see Cardiff City get relegated back to the Championship. But since the last 2 years, Manchester United fans have gritted their teeth and seen their manager being ridiculed by social media pundits. It was quite ironic that Mikel Arteta, despite his obvious shortcomings and struggles at Arsenal, never got that much heat. Sometimes you have to think if there's a smear campaign directed towards United, especially their current manager. Frank Lampard did wonders with Chelsea last season, but eventually got fired this time around. He was seen as a great manager in the making, but somehow escaped a lot of criticism. The biggest argument people have posed against Solskjaer is that he's too limited. However, a limited manager would never be able to get wins against teams like Paris Saint-Germain or Manchester City. Ole did just that, and more. His team is yet to lose away from home in the league this season, while they've lost the fewest amount of games in the league, which is quite a big achievement. In a season where they were never expected to mount a title assault, things could have turned out differently if the team had been able to convert a few of their draws into wins. United are comeback kings once again, getting more points coming from behind than any other side in Europe's top 5 leagues. This specific statistic clearly shows that Man United's manager has done a great job at rallying the troops when needed the most. They might be an average side in the first half, but their ability to turn the tide in the second makes them a dangerous prospect for any side in Europe. Manchester United's pursuit of European glory has put Solskjaer's side just one step away from victory. After overcoming Roma in the semi-final, United are now due to face Villarreal later this month in the showcase final. United, 4 years after Jose Mourinho's side defeated Ajax to lift the trophy, are touted as the favourites to secure success once again. Fans can now look ahead to the huge occasion, which could cap off a successful season with the club on the brink of securing a top 4 finish and Champions League football for next season. After crashing out of the Champions League, winning the Europa League was of immense importance. While most English managers see the competition as an opportunity for players who rarely get enough minutes on the weekend, Solskjaer has always been eager to see the club compete rather than get things done. This is why we rarely saw the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba and Marcus Rashford getting rested for these games. United simply wanted to win the trophy. After swatting aside AC Milan, the game against Roma was supposed to be an easy affair. In all fairness, Fonseca's men haven't exactly set the world on fire of late, but the Giallorossi are a very difficult team nonetheless. They led 2-1 at half-time in the first leg, and had United not started the second half brightly, we might have been discussing something more critical towards Solskjaer. They eventually scored 6 goals in that game before going to Rome to score 2 more. Edinson Cavani has been on fire and scored 4 goals in both games, continuing to be the same Roma's tormentor that he was in his Napoli days. The Uruguayan is eager to taste European success before he heads back to South America, while Bruno Fernandes is due a trophy, given how much he's transformed that team. United are still a few signings away from being real title contenders, but ahead of the game against Villarreal, they're showing great game management skills, and their manager has shown himself to be very good at making sound tactical choices based on changing situations. Not many managers are able to do that. Just ask Arteta. The Gunners manager experimented things in their semi-final clash with Unai Emery's men and was made to pay for that. However, you can expect Solskjaer to already be working on a plan to counter Villarreal's threatening forward line. On May 26th, almost 22 years ago, Ole scored the winning goal for Man United in the Champions League final. On May 26, 2021, he will be the team's manager in a major European Cup final. The stars do seem quite aligned, don't they? What do you lot think about United's chances this time around? Are they going to win, or are Villarreal going to cause another upset? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe.